Well, hello there, gang. Welcome to the 30. This is Patrick, your host of this weekly live broadcast. I am the founding principal of the Jackman Group LLC, training and development company, who is the sponsor of the 30. Thank you for joining our conversation. Look forward to a fantastic program. I'm excited. If this is your very first time, make sure that you share the broadcast, like the broadcast, and share it with others right now. We are here every Thursday, every week, where we speak with leaders. We also speak with entrepreneurs, small business owners, and those that are doing some positive things in their communities, whether it's locally, nationally, or internationally. For the month of February, as we celebrate Black History Month, our theme has been is all about the journey. And we've had a couple of fantastic guests where we've talked about their journey, where they came from and where they are now. And tonight is no other. We are going to focus on a young man. I call him young. I think he's maybe a year or so younger than I am, or maybe he's a little older. We'll see. But I'm going to talk with him, and he has a fantastic journey. So you don't want to miss this show, because I'm going to be talking to him from his early beginnings in Queens, and we're going to talk about where he is now. If you have any comments or any questions for our guests or for myself, if you just want to say hi, go ahead and drop them in a comments box right now, and we'll sure to highlight them and give you your kudos. So make sure that you do that right about now. If you missed any of our previous broadcasts, because we're streaming live to three destinations currently, we're streaming live to LinkedIn, streaming live to YouTube, as well as Facebook. So if you missed any of our previous broadcasts, you can find them all on our YouTube channel under the Jackman Group LLC. Before we bring our guests on, I'm excited about next week. Next week, we are going to be hosting a what we call the Art of Training. And that's going to be an event where if you are a trainer, if you are a facilitator, if you are an instructor, you do not want to miss that. That's going to be on Thursday, February 24th. And I'm gonna show you that right about now, and then we're gonna bring our guests in. But it's all about that. Let me just share this with you. And this is about this is giving back. So if you are a trainer, a facilitator, or an instructor, I'm going to use my experience about 26 years in the learning and development industry and help you to take your training, your facilitating or instructing to the next level. Now, I'm going to be dropping the link into our chat, so you don't want to miss that. That's next Thursday on the 24th, and that's a one-day event where we're going to allow you to come on in and share. And I'm going to be talking about things like the 4 things every successful trainer must know. We're going to talk about the tech about training. We're also going to be talking about how can you turn your training into additional opportunities. So you don't want to miss that. Make sure that you are there. All right. So let's go ahead and get this party started now. And I'll be right back. That's right. Let's go. It's all about the 30. This week, we have my special guest, Shawn Anderson. He's a director of sales and distribution for Boost Mobile. And I've known Shawn for some years now, had the privilege of being one of his trainers. So I'm going to bring him in. Hey, Shawn, how are you?
Hey, Patrick, I'm doing well, brother. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on the 30. So tell our viewers, who is Shawn Anderson and what do you do? Give them your backstory.
All right. I'm a kid from Jamaica, Queens, brother, that's just on a mission to give something back. Right now, I'm the director of sales and distribution for Boost Mobile. I'm doing so in the New Jersey through Maine area, which we call the Northeast. And every day is a ride with Boost Mobile. Most importantly, I'm able to give back to others and invest in their careers as you've done mine 17 years ago. I don't know if I'm just 1 year apart from you, as you
Wow,
said.
it's been that long?
17 years
Oh
ago,
my
Patrick,
gosh.
you helped me do this. And this is an honor. And it's probably one of the best days of my life to show you folks what I did with what you guys gave me, because I didn't have a lot when I met you.
Well, you did have a lot because you had the raw materials, right? And
Yes.
and that's what some people don't understand is that once you have something and you're willing to work for it and put in the work, you can accomplish anything. So what have you been up to? Tell us your journey
Man.
from then to this point.
Wow. So it all started, brother. Many of you have seen the show New Jack City, right? Epic show in our community. Little do you all know that the Carter, that's actually where I grew up. The
Mm,
front of the Carter is a beautiful building for rich people to check into in the front. In the back, it was a place where those that were on welfare, we checked in through the back. Grew up with my foot basin being our refrigerator. So all cold cuts. And you know what? Till this day, I eat a sandwich every Sunday.
wow.
Had my first refrigerator at 14 years old and around 12 years old. And I used to open it and play with the little button that makes the light go on. I was that excited. But what I saw growing up in Jamaica, Queens, it was awful, right? Everybody looked like me. And I noticed that I was just walking in a square:
Mm,
school, bodega, home, school, bodega, home. And I happened to have a child at a young age, and I had to make a decision. Do you all, the taxpayers, take care of my child and I put someone else back in a homeless or alcoholism situation? Or do I break the cycle for myself, my family, and others like me? And that's how I wound up moving to North Carolina to make a difference for myself and family. It did not go well in the beginning, and I actually lost everything. We were moving our furniture, true story. And as I was moving my furniture, letting my family down and blowing my life up after trying to change their lives, I left the telephone plugged up and we decided to move that last. That telephone, Patrick, by God, rang.
hmm.
And it was Paul Bunda, a recruiter for Clearwire, a 4G wireless company.
Yeah.
Till this day, every year, I tell Paul Bunda, thank you, thank you, thank you. I took that call. I set up an interview. I had $500. My wife, myself, and my two kids, we checked into the hotel, a weekly hotel across the street from Stanley Road, 1801 Stanley Road, where I met you in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have a belt. We packed everything up. So I took my pants and cuffed them up a little bit. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this interview my best shot because I have nothing else. And I failed. I failed. And guess what? The next day, I couldn't deal with the failure. I walked back over to that building because I didn't have a car. And I happened to be outside. At that time, I smoked cigarettes and I was just getting one in. And
Mm-hmm.
I was standing next to a gentleman. And I said, life is horrible. These people don't know what they're missing. All I need is one more shot. And I hope I don't get in trouble because I'm walking back in there.
Right.
And he said, where are you going? I said, man, Clearwire. I said, this company is new. How do they know I can't do it? Nobody's done it yet.
Right. Right.
I said, I just need a shot. I said, I know I don't have a fancy car or a laptop bag. They were rolling laptop bags looking all fancy and stuff. And I'm like, wow, I still want in. And little did you know, I happened to be talking to the vice president of Clearwire outside, Bill Snowberger, may he rest in peace. And he said, as we plucked our cigarettes, he said, come with me. This is your final shot. I said, who are you? He said, I run the company that you interviewed with. He walked me in and literally said, it's on you. Give the guy a shot. Let him interview one more time. And Patrick, still no belt. I gave it everything I had because there's no way this could happen to anybody else. And I killed it. I killed it for myself, for my family, and for everybody that thought that people that look like us can't go the extra mile. And I had to prove that if you want it, you can have it. And I got it. And that's where it all started. Meeting folks like you. I was pretty cocky back then because I felt like the underdog. And I think one day you told me, it's not all about you, brother. You got to listen. And from there, I learned that the best leaders were always the best students and the best listeners. And I have taken stuff from you, Denise Canfield, Alan Lamb, David Kim, Jay Milianico, people all over. And I've opened my ears so that I can help other people. But there's a lot of things that happen in the middle of that, and bouts with, drugs, alcoholism, all of those things that God put in front of me to see how bad I really wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And after I took a bout with messing even that up, I woke up one day and said, it's my time. How much more can you mess up? You're not a cat. You don't have 9 lives. This could be your last shot. And at that point, that's when I went extra hard and started to change my life upwards.
Wow. What a story. I had no idea, Shawn. No
Yes,
idea about that story. That is a fantastic
it was
backstory.
bad.
Wow. So, how did you make the transition then? So, you started at Clearwire, and I know that you started hitting it hard and seeing lots of success. And I know of your hard work, right, and your work ethic. And you were known back then as Superman.
Yes.
So where did you go from that point on? Because Clearwire was clear and then was no more. Where did you go from that point on?
Well, Patrick, at the end of the day, I always live by this rule. Nobody's ever going to fire Michael Jordan. So when I knew Clearwire was going to go away, it wasn't a time for me to cry and to worry and talk about the man and all the stuff holding me down. I needed to be the best of the best so I could move on.
Right.
And God willing, when Clearwire closed, I was actually invited to go over to Sprint. When Sprint closed, I was invited to go over to T-Mobile. When T-Mobile let go of Boost Mobile, I was invited to go to Dish Wireless. So at the end of the day, hard work does pay off, and everybody needs somebody. It was my goal at that point to put my family before my personal beliefs and to make sure that they had what they needed, regardless of how hard times were for me. I owed it to them to keep going so that way they understand nothing's free. You got to be in that top 5%. And that's what I teach my people today. That's what I teach little kids. Are you better than the next person, and have you given it your all? Because there'll be a day when there's no extra or anything free for anybody, and you'll only have what you brought to the table. And I want to make sure the table's set for those that are after me, those that are here with me. And it's the spirit of those that were before me. Martin and Malcolm, right? Bill Gates. Everybody's proving that it can be done. But what are we going to do to get ours? And that's what I want to show people. It can happen and everything is possible.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's shout out a couple of people here, and then we'll take a 30-second break and come back and talk some more about where you are now and what's next for Shawn Anderson. Okay. Let's see here. So you have some people here. Good evening, everyone. Much excited to hear my director speak about his life journey. I imagine Mr. Ali is one of your employees.
Mr. Ali is an employee, but also a mentor and someone that's actually helped me create better balance in my career. It's easy to have a big head as you move up the ladder. And what InShop has taught me is how to be respectful of other people, regardless of title, and how important influence can be to others. And he is a gentleman that has changed my life. And he's also from Queens, New York.
All right. Inshaf, shout out. William says, agreed, Inshaf. Let's see here. Some people that I haven't seen or spoken with. What's up, Lance? Lance says,
Chad
good to see you,
Spearman.
brothers. Shout out, Lance. And I see Lance is doing some big things, I think, with Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Lance,
Lance is moving. Chad still calls me Gary Coleman.
yeah. So,
We
Chad
check
is
in
on
here and
here
there.
too. Chad is, says, clear family, stand up. That's right. Lance again says, Clearwire from family. You got someone, you got Patrice is from Queens. Patrice Battle, it says Queens, New York. I live in the South Side, Jamaica, Queens, 4 years.
Yes.
There you go. Let's see, who else do we have in the chat here? Michael says, hi, everyone. Can't wait to see one of our leaders speak. So you're doing some big things. You definitely have influenced a number of people. Diego says, Queens represent. That's right. So Shawn, you have influenced a number of individuals, and you continue to do some excellent things. What we're gonna do here, Shawn, is take a quick 30-second break and come back, and we'll talk more about you and your journey. All right, so welcome back. We are talking with Shawn Anderson. I know he has some issues with his tech, but hey, the technology. We are live, right? We are
Nothing
live.
stops the show.
Exactly. The show must go on. So, Shawn, let's talk about what you're doing now. You are the director of sales and distribution.
Yes,
That's a big title, and it sounds like a lot of responsibility.
it's amazing.
What are your responsibilities, and where's your territory?
Wow. So I'm responsible for the Northeast Territory. Interesting fact for Boost Mobile, I've actually worked every city in every major city in every state in the United States originally. Now I am back home where I was born. I own the Northeast Territory, and I cover from New Jersey all the way to Maine. Within that territory, we have 900 to 1,000 locations. We have tons of states, probably about 40 internal folks reporting to me on my team, and probably we're managing maybe 400 external indirect partners as well. I'm responsible for all people, places, and things, sales, distribution in every new store you see, every multi-carrier. My team and I actually have a hand in putting all of that together. Interesting story. We went from zero to hero. Been here 4 years. We got here, we were number 18 of 18. We're now in that top 3, baby. And I owe that to a boatload of people that have rode with me throughout this course. And if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
So let's talk about, Shawn. What are some of the things that that you think has added to your success? What are some of the keys to your overall success, going from where you are or where you were in Queens to where you are now?
I would say it's 1, determination, and then 2, I quote a great philosopher, Nas, best rapper from Queens. You can hate me now, but I won't stop now. I think you know that I faced a lot of turmoil, and in the end, I always thought that I would be letting someone down if I ever gave up. Whether it be people used to talk about me, and as a kid, they used to say, Shawn, look at you with your big old nose. And I'd say, well, your nose is a little small. Or folks would say, man, look at you, you're so short. I say, you might be too tall. So I had to come up with something to keep going because I knew I meant no harm to anybody. And I knew I just needed extra tools. So the one thing that always kept me going was the fact that I was okay being a student. Michael Karekis with Clear back in the days, this guy was the great. We battled every day, but till this day I speak to him because without him, I probably wouldn't know how to do the job. I don't get the big head. I always remember why I'm here. And when I was homeless, that somebody gave me a sandwich. When I slept in a car growing up, somebody would cover me when we had to get out of the car and use the bathroom. When I didn't know how to tie a tie for a first interview, a gentleman, a retired teacher, taught me how to do it in Central Park, of all places, right? So every step that I've made to move forward, there's always been somebody else. And that's the one thing I try to teach people this moment we're having here right now. Now, sure, I could have been successful and you would have found me on LinkedIn because I love LinkedIn. But this is a personal relationship where we're helping each other. And it's someone that I feel, I'm helping you, you're helping me, but we're going to inspire and help somebody else. It's just keeping me going is a simple fact that there is somebody out there. If it's one person, if it's Wahid, who's on here from my dish team, love you, brother. If it's Wahid that could hear one thing about determination, that's it. I don't need any money. I have everything anybody from 40 projects or South Jamaica houses could ever want. But what do I give back to keep going? And for someone that's had such a rough life, why is he keeping me afloat? And I think it's because he knows that my prayer at night is, please allow me to continue to help and inspire others. I don't pray for a new BMW. I don't pray for a bigger house. I pray for the energy to make sure that when my kids hear or see my name, it's something reflective that will move them forward and break the curse that we all grew up in when you're growing up in the crack era, the drug era, all that stuff that went on in the early 70s. It is my job to not repeat that in the 2000s with my kids. And I'm happy to say I've grown up to have 3 graduates from high school, right? Maybe some didn't go get a double bachelor's, but growing up and graduating high school from where I'm from is big. It's a master's degree when you're from where I'm from. And that's something we didn't have in my family. So if I didn't contribute anything back, I got my kids through school. They are there and I'm here to support them. And that's what life is about. People like Chad Spearman, very polished guy. And he would always say, Shawn, you too, Patrick, you're too rugged. I would listen to you all. I actually learned from you all. I learned that people like me, they can dress the part and not be told, oh, you're trying to look white. I'm trying to look like I'm somebody, not a color. And I've never been that guy that, oh, look at what's happening to Black people and look at how they're doing us. Us is we. We are all the same. God has never separated anybody in any Bible, Quran, or anywhere else. And if people want to bring their lifestyle down to a box of Crayola crowns, so be it. But it's our job as mankind, right, to help other people. And that's something I will never forget because I would not be here without the Michael Nashes, David Kims, David Barnett, Jay Milianicos. These people have really taught me, and I will never get too big to remember anybody that's helped me get here because they've helped me help other people. And that matters to me. It really matters to me.
Wow, Shawn. Oh man, you are such an inspiration. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you have become. It just brings chills to me. That is fantastic. And I know others will be blessed as a result of your conversation. So that is fantastic. Kudos and congratulations.
Thank you.
That is you are blowing up all over LinkedIn. Lots of comments. So that is fantastic, Shawn.
Thank y'all.
Shawn, we are short on time here, and we can go on for forever, but I gotta have you on at another time. But what would you say to a younger Shawn, right? A Shawn that is 20 something years old. What would you say now to that Shawn?
Put your blinders on. The devil works all day long. You know, we all may be tired of working hard and the job may be beating us, but if there's anybody that has a boatload of energy, it's the devil. Every day you wake up, he's ready. And you have to put your blinders on. And you have to understand, especially in the business world, there's so many people looking to go to work and for work to just change your life. You work for income and stability. What we need to do is take that money and invest back into our communities, and let's make their lives happy. Let's provide them with more balance. Help somebody get to where you are and realize that this hard work that you're putting in today is allowing you, it's affording you to be able to get back out there with that money you're making and help somebody else. It is not all about you. And young Shawn, wherever you are, you need to give something back, and don't be afraid to listen. We all get the big head and we feel like we got it, but by God, I'm going to be a student forever. And I'm going to keep learning and I'm going to keep giving, because once you stop learning, you start dying. And that's what I believe.
Fantastic stuff, Shawn. I appreciate you being here. Let's do this as we always end our broadcast, because I want people to know more of who you are personally, outside of your journey, outside of your all of the things that you've done, your successes. Let's take a couple of minutes here, and I'm going to ask you 4 or 5 questions, and I want you to just quickly respond without even thinking about it. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza. Oh, wow. Okay. Favorite musical artist?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Okay. Favorite musical group?
It would have to be, don't judge me, but it's Mobb Deep. I'm from Queens.
Okay. All right. Favorite place to vacation?
This one is good. Ghana.
Okay. And I saw that you went there. I saw on your Facebook page that you visited it. Why Ghana?
Ghana, because my parents moved to Danville, Virginia, which is the place, it was the last Confederate city in the United States. This is where people fought to keep slavery. Mm-hmm. So knowing that they moved there, I wanted to go to where we started before coming to America as a people. And I wanted to see the start, and they welcomed me with open arms. And I think we sit too much in what's bad. If you really took a second to find out all of our heritage, everything stems from the same place. We're all one and the same. And when you're there, there's no color. There's no color. It's just favor. And being somewhere where you're not judging me by my height, my looks, my complexion, and just waking up to help other people, to me, I don't need the big buildings. I don't need the yacht. Just sitting there in the grass under a tree, just helping people, it made my day.
Awesome. 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 Lastly, favorite words to live by?
Favorite words to live by? Everything is possible. Don't stop. Don't sell yourself short. If you continue to tell yourself that, that's all the energy you need to move forward. Everything is possible. That's also my IG handle. Everything is possible 1975. There's my birthday, Patrick. There's my birth year.
Shout out to you, Shawn. I appreciate it all the time. It's been great catching up. Next time, now that you are in Rochester, remember. All right. Remember to give me a shout out. Don't come here and don't at least say hi.
Thank you, Patrick.
All right. Denise says here, hey, Denise, Big Red. I love that. Sitting there under the tree helping people. Shawn, you're amazing. Yeah, Denise is awesome. So Shawn, thank you again. You know, I'm all about learning and I'm all about training and developing folks. And before you leave, before we end the show, I want to make sure that you and your team and all the viewers see this, because this is what we are going to be doing come next Thursday, 10 o'clock, February 24th. It's about the art of training. If you are a trainer, a facilitator, or instructor, or coach, you want to make sure that you sign up for this training event. It's the art of training, elevating your training and facilitation skills. One-day event for trainers, facilitators, instructors, coaches. I am going to drop the link in the chat. make sure that you are there. Don't miss it. So pass it on. If you know anyone that's a trainer, a facilitator, instructor, make sure that you pass it on. Shawn, thank you so very much. God bless. May God bless you and your family. All right.
Thank
All right. That was Shawn Anderson. You heard of his journey. What a fantastic journey in terms of moving from Queens to where he's at now. What an inspiration. All things are possible. Absolutely. So until next time, we'll be here next Thursday. But if you want to see any of our shows, make sure that you go to our YouTube channel, the Jackman Group LLC. And I hope to see you at the Art of Training. The Art of Training next Thursday, the 24th. It starts at 10 o'clock. Make sure that you see and reference our link. The link is already in the chat. Make sure that you are there. Peace. May God bless you and your family. Be safe. We'll see you next week.